three baby mothers tell me something.
I leave the pipe now.
That means you're potent. I leave the pipe now.
That means you're potent. That means you're potent.
That means I get to where it needs to touch.
Okay, welcome to Insecurre Wednesdays. My name is Mike.
I'm Jay.
Ty Silks.
And we've got a special guest.
Special guest!
Man like
Big Bomber Club! Say it! Black Velvet! Not like red velvet, but black velvet.
I'm the black version. You get me?
Welcome to episode number 3. Today we're going to be talking about parenthood, parenting styles. So we're all dads, and my question would be, what's the one thing that you want to install into your kids above anything else? So if they learn anything from you, it's that one thing.
For me, it's who they are. They need to understand their history, to understand who they are today, for them to be who they're supposed to be tomorrow. In a sense of knowing their ancestries, knowing who their father stands for, knowing that their siblings are there to protect each other through it all, thick and thin, and discipline as well, in all different shapes and sizes. So that's what I want to bestow onto my boys.
Bro, I did say one thing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know you put it in.
Sorry. But it's hard. You can't just do one thing.
Yeah.
You can't do one thing with children. It has to be a conglomerate of different factors and at different stages of their life as well. So obviously for me, bringing up my boys, I sit them down on a weekend basis and I make them read, for example, MSN News, right? Some can't read, but I'll read it out to them so they can understand the concept of reading. My eldest one, he's a mathematician, right? He loves math. And that's his strength, so we keep on that. But I try to factor in his weaknesses as well. So, for example, he's a 7-year-old. He's got that emotional disconnection. He's high, he's low. So I have to make him understand the emotional balance. And at the same time, it's on the basis of we're living in what Black Lives Matter era. We're going through division. It's always been like that. I need to make them understand that black is beautiful. Black is strong, black is gold.
Black is power.
You know what I mean? So that's all my thing.
just to touch on that part, you said discipline. No, I think going through social media, you see a lot of people like different forms and ways that they have them disciplining their children. What does discipline look like for you in this day and age?
What's up, them, God?
I want to go deep, right? So if I take the terminology of the DISCLP, right? It comes from the origin of disciples, and that means being a student. So when I say discipline, they're my students. I'm teaching them the ways of life. Do you see what I mean? It goes in content with what I said before, the different stages of how I teach them. So for example, if you tell, I'm guessing Afro-Caribbeans will hear, right? So if your mum or dad said to you, don't touch the fire, and you touch the fire, if you don't listen, you must feel. See what I mean? That's part of discipline. But then there's an aspect of punishment, but that's a different part of it. But it's all about just the student, making that student become eventually the master, which we are today as fathers. That's my thing.
Nah, I really don't. Sonny, since you're the guest.
Yeah.
Well, with me,
How many
for my
children do you have?
daughters, I've got 3. And for my daughters, I want them to basically, they don't need a man for nothing. Yeah, they get their own, and they do what they do everything for themselves. At the same time, for when they get older in a relationship, they got to be able to bring something to the table. Yeah. Nowadays, it's all about the men having to be able to do this and all of this and all that nonsense. But the woman has to be able to do just as much as the man. They got to be able to look after themselves. They don't. For when my 3 daughters can basically get what they need themselves, they don't need a man for nothing. That's all I want for them. My son now. With my son, because it's like being a father, you you're learning yourself. You know, I didn't really grow up with my dad around, so I didn't really have that male role model to tell me what a father should look like, how a man should act. So with my son, it's a lot difficult for me because it's like I can teach him wrong from right, but at the same time he needs to make them same.
But then do you find that you have to add on the bits that you didn't have?
Yes. So just recently, obviously next year he's going to be going to secondary school. So I gave him a little break. I said, look, you're going to, you know, conversations that I wish I would have had with my dad, you know, telling me about bullies and when you have to fight, you have to string out, and you might not always win every battle, but as long as you stand up and you battle again, that's all that counts. So.
But where did you learn that from? Because I'll give you a little bit of context behind that question. Because me personally, I grew up again like without my dad, so I had to find my own footing to become a man. That makes sense. Where did you find that? Like, who taught you how to teach another boy to be a man?
I'm still learning. You know, it's like before with my older brother, I used to think that he bullied me. When the child got a bit older, I realised nah, he was molding me to say, look, I might be punching you up now, but that ain't gonna happen to you from no one else on the roadside. So, you know, he was molding me to say, you know, now I look back at it and now he was just letting me know that the world is not a easy place. You know, my mum could only do so much being a woman. Women can't really teach a man to be a man.
100%.
You know, they could teach her how to treat a woman, yeah, but they can't teach her how to be a man.
Yeah,
you know,
aspects of that.
So it's like I'm still learning. You know, I can't say I'm the best dad in the world, but I'm there. I'm active. I make sure that they get what they need. You know, and only recently I got to a point where I'm financially stable, where it's not even a money thing anymore. Before, when I weren't working, I was there all the time, but then, but they need this and need that. Now, I'm working a lot, so I don't really get to see them as much, but I know they're well looked after, you know. So when they get to our ages now, it's not like an inheritance thing, they got to wait until I pass away. Their thing is going to be ready for them when they get to the age where they need it. Catch my drift. I don't want them to have to wait until I pass away for them to get any type of, you know, financial death. Yeah. I want them to be able to live. I wanted to get to their mid-20s and be able to do stuff that I wish I could have been able to do in my mid-20s. You know?
Oh no, definitely get that. Like from my aspect, I feel this may be a controversial thing, but I'm just gonna say it like it is. Between the black community and the white community, there's a big difference in how parents raise their children.
Sure.
For example, when I say that as black people, alright, you try to install the right morals in your kids, you try to guide them along the right path. My dad, he come from a self-employed family that my granddad had, when I say tons of kids, I mean he had like 50 something kids, like loads of different women, and he...
How many kids?
Like 50 something.
Fuck. You have to say like it's normal.
Hey, from that generation there, boy.
Do you know what? Yeah, I actually worked out. He was Mr. One Touch. He touches them once and they were pregnant. One time.
What year was that though?
He can't afford to work, bro. You know what I mean?
That's why he owned his own businesses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Actually, right? It's not under his name, man. Put kids under expenses.
That's it. 10
Heavy.
I take the school uniform.
2 loaf for bread.
That's about this star.
I need a receipt for that one. The VAT receipt too.
How many kids you got in nursery at the moment? 14? Can I get VAT for that? That's a whole class.
Do you know like when you used to work in a phone shop, you used to get those customers that come with bare iPhones when I buy it.
Yeah.
When the nursery season's like, that's it. We don't even need no other parent, bro. Look up a few classes.
This is it.
Jeez, sorry.
No, but
50 something, man. God.
Still, he was active. But yeah, so his thing was he taught everyone from an early age, like you can have a 9 to 5, that's cool. But you can't rely on waiting until the end of the month to get all the money that you need. You need to find another venture, you need to go make another business, you need to push for something else. So, like with my dad, when he chats to me now, even though, well, my teenage years we didn't really talk. Like he moved back to Angola and I didn't chat to him for years. So then when we did start chatting again, he was just on this, alright, yeah, you're working, you're doing alright, but what else you did? At first I was just kind of like, oh, you taking a fucking piss, bro. But then after a while, I started to understand that, I actually need to do more. Especially when like, you know, I told him that I was having my daughter and all of that. Like he was over the moon, but he kept saying to me that, alright, now you're gonna know the pressures that I felt.
I would have loved my dad to have that kind of conversation, or like a father figure to have that kind of conversation. When my kids, or when my children's mother got pregnant, it was like no one spoke to me and said, look, this is what's gonna happen. It was like, I'm blagging it, I just will get caught.
It wasn't so much like he told me what was gonna happen. He just told me like your responsibilities, your aspects of things are gonna change. And I remember at first I was just like, nah, that it's calm, man. When I had my daughter, that's when I was kind of like, oh my god, I'm a dad. I can't believe it. And even the whole thing, like going into the pregnancy, I was just like, I'll wait outside. I don't want to be in the room. I don't want to see it. But was I not like there, like push, stop, like I watched the whole thing, and to me, I was just like, wow.
I didn't look. I was just like, okay, you want some ice chips?
No, on the last one, I was there, fam. I was at the front room, but I was like, oh, and the snip, I'm going to have to snip it.
I didn't snip, but
I was like, whoa.
I said the belly button.
I asked him which one's the Indian, which one's the African.
I snipped the second one.
Why did you do the first one?
The first one,
no, but I can respect that because it's his first time. You're a bit nervy and
I ain't going down that section again. If I want to visit there again, I can't see it right there. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't gone there, innit? But after the second one, I was just like, oh, that's super weird, man.
Saying that to saying this, my question to you is then, this one's a bit
shit, I ain't finished.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, sorry.
No,
the one thing that I want my daughter to definitely understand would be, like you said, her culture, her heritage. But with her, it's different because she's African and she's Caribbean. So there's two aspects, and it's not even that she's just one side of Africa. Her mum's Nigerian, I'm from St. Kitts. I'm fully Angolan. So she's got 3 different cultures that she has to find her way in. She's basically mixed race.
Nah,
she is.
She's got a mixture of races.
I like mix of culture.
You have to realize. No, I disagree. She's still one culture. The most important thing, she's still black. She has, I'm ultra black.
Ultra black.
Shout out.
Shout out now, isn't it?
You can edit that one. Go on, brother. What?
Okay. She's one culture.
Battle of the materials.
She's one culture. You have to realize, obviously, the origin comes from the motherland, but she has the blessings of different spices in her, which is the St. Kitts, the Nigerian, and Angolan, right? But if you instill to her, there is different, it can confuse her.
No, but the thing is, they are indifferent. There's, like, between Nigeria and Angola, I've realised there's quite a lot of similarities. But between the Caribbean and Africa, that's where the disconnect is.
But I think there's similarities with that as well. Because there's vibes where people feel like, for example, me being, as I was put out here, so growing up in St. Lucia and stuff, it's not always a laid-back mentality, right? You being a Caribbean man and stuff like that, you have to realise we work just as hard as a Nigerian or an Angolan works just as hard, right? But it's just the frame of minds will be different. That's why they always say, do you know what, like a Nigerian's loud, but a Jamaican's loud as well, stuff like that. It's the same culture. It's not the fact they're loud, they're just very assertive in what they talk about.
Saying that, do you believe that Jamaicans are like the...
We're like the what?
Wait.
Yeah.
What there was that?
Wait. I'ma still say it.
Guys, say in your chest.
Now, if we're comparing
Go
Caribbeans to Africans,
Go on.
do you believe?
what?
Yeah, no.
I basically believe that Jamaicans are like the Congolese of Africa.
Oh, but yo.
No, wait. Let me explain.
You're both.
Let me explain.
You're both.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
The Congolese, remember when we went out?
Oh, I'm gonna come to you.
Let me explain. One,
Yeah, capture. Yeah.
I love my
Throw it in
Congo
the
people.
air.
Wait, man, let me finish my thing. I love my Congo people because they're my neighbours anyway, and I'm like 16th something Congolese. But don't worry about it. Anyway, look, back to the original thing. You lot like to dress loud.
No.
You're Jamaican?
No, what? You alright, though?
No.
Jamaicans? What? Have you been to the yard?
Oh, Jamaicans. Oh, sorry, I think you meant Caribbeans.
No.
Speak
No,
to
but
him.
then there's like.
But that's the same with Nigerians.
Wait, let
What do you
me
mean
finish.
saying we're not doing
Let me finish.
Wait.
Loud.
Let me land.
I got my
Let
little
me land.
fans.
Let me land, bro.
Go on, sorry.
I ain't forgetting that one, blood. Please, no.
You all like to dress to impress. Everyone's definition of impressing is different.
But sorry,
Yeah.
I really have to shout out Jamaicans. I've never seen like every Jamaican I know, their kids are crisp clean. They've got the newest crib, the newest church. Shout out to all you.
And a big
all
ass
you,
fucking
check
chain.
all it. They're just crisp. Like they pulled the child out of magazine. Crisp. Crisp. That's one thing I have to shout out my DMs for, yeah. My son's always crisp.
Alright, cool. That too.
Yeah.
You all love a good dance. You're all loud. And key thing, family values are mad in Congo. Like, your family has to come up. It's not just like a one person thing. And I realise some Jamaican families that are coming back, that their family values is crazy.
What do you mean? Crazy good, crazy red?
No, crazy good. Like, they don't believe in one person coming up and just fucking off and leaving everyone. Usually it's like a collective that have to take each other through.
You know what, to be honest, yeah, well, I'm half Jamaican, half Guyanese, but
Where's Ghana?
where's Ghana? South America,
South
baby.
America.
You hear me? I'm South American.
Yeah.
If I take the hat off, you see the inner hair. But
No, you won't.
that's how
He doesn't know this. Can I do it? Let me get full of shit.
We say a bit coolie in there, yeah?
it's great. What, just
Somewhere in there, somewhere.
the rest of it,
Take the hat.
No. Anyway, yeah, I know what I'm saying. Let me land. Let me land, man. Yeah, anyway, I was saying, yeah, well,
Man said the coolies at the back.
but if the girl can do it, rough man can do it the same way, fam. In the beard, you get them
Yeah,
clean
man.
with that, their hair is nowhere near India. Anyway, yeah,
I don't know people, no women.
yeah, let me know.
I've seen them cancel loads of
Land, bro.
But yeah, I take more to my Guyanese side because that's my mom's side. My dad's side, I've been to Jamaica once. He took me there once. That's when I was 9. I don't really know my Jamaican side of my roots.
And that's another thing about Jamaicans. Everyone's gone back home. I love it, bro. Like every Jamaican I know, gone back, they have to go home.
Bad joke, but I'm not gonna say it.
No. Everyone's gone back home.
Don't be risque today. Say your shit, bro.
Give me say it with your chest, man.
You know what I mean?
Huh?
I'm already gonna get smoke from the jobbers and
Still a bit fresh. Let's start. Can't say it.
Oh shit.
Oh, me?
No,
Oh.
Jamaicans.
Oh, Jamaican.
What about it? Say it with your chest.
I want no.
There's one back here, but say it with your chest.
What's the same with
Why are you speaking Bayesian like
Say it
that?
with your chest.
Say Bayesian.
I'm multicultural. I'm a black man. The black. Yeah. All right. But
You gonna say it or?
No.
Cool.
No, not this one.
So we say.
yeah, so I don't really on Jamaican side. I don't really know too much, to be honest. I'm just Guyanese. You know? I embrace my Jamaican side, don't get me wrong, but my dad was absent, so.
But ain't you supposed to? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, but ain't you supposed to adopt to your father's side?
That's not true.
I think that's true.
No, that's
No,
not true.
I'm more.
Because
I think
Jamaica,
my
I think
mum, fam.
when it comes to the law of the land, it's supposed to be the aspect of the father that you go by,
But
a mother. I can't remember. I'm not gonna make stuff up, but apparently it's supposed to go by the father's side of things. You can't just go by the mother. So if you're, for example, if you have a child and the mother's from, I don't know, Italy and the dad's from Jamaica, the child will primarily go on the father's side. So I don't know
Then if your father's absent, are you supposed to go on that side?
that's why now they've got data to say, well, do you know what? We can find your father for you. Your father, like even from the days of
Fuck!
Don't wait for anything when I want to be found.
they found out who Hitler's father was. The guy was Jewish.
Hitler's Hitler's high profile. I'm telling you, he's not gonna find me if I'm good, you know. Not gonna find me
With the essence of black. I'm like, wow. So they'll definitely find you and find out where your father's from.
alright, cool.
You got uncles.
What?
You got uncles and stuff, aunties. You can trace back to them. So it can always be traced.
I've actually got a question.
DNA Ancestry, fam. Yeah, you talk about it.
It's gonna be the black version of Ancestry.com.
You get me? I know you're always going to say about too cool Spanish and then there's
No, but I told you, I've got Guyanese, but that's only because of my granddad, French Guyanese. But we
No, don't make it now. Don't make it now.
Wow.
You were saying Guyanese. I saw that on the podcast. A man was
Wait, one second. In episode 2,
I am Lucian.
in episode 2, I asked him, are you just 100% solution?
Yeah. Hold on.
No.
Can Islands?
No.
Can Islands? Alright.
It's a rocky thing.
So alright.
Turbulence.
I'm a pilot, yeah? Look, my mum is from St. Lucia, my dad is from St. Lucia, right? Then I found out, after my dad passed away, that his father was from Guyana.
If that's the case, then I'm Cape Verdean because my granddad's from there.
Just adding stuff.
I'm just saying.
Mr. Spanish.
I'm just saying.
I'm from London.
You know this guy won't show his passport.
You know what? One of these episodes, we should all bring our passports.
Oh, no
It's
problem.
cool. I'm
It's okay.
What color is your passport?
It's red. I haven't changed it.
Red.
Oh, okay.
I thought it'd been the blue, burgundy red. Still. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
So don't try and make me take away
No,
my
go
solution
finish
part.
your
Yeah?
thing.
So I found out that I've got Guyanese in me. I haven't done Ancestry, but some people have. So you realise that you've got some parts of you that is from here, from there, and that. I haven't done that yet. I'm kind of sketchy about them Ancestry things. But my mum and dad are St. Lucian. So if my mum wasn't St. Lucia, from St. Lucia, then I'll still have to take on the fact that my dad is. So I'll go from him. So that's just how it goes down.
I've got one question. So I think
You ain't answered, fam.
what's
What's the one thing that you want to
That's true.
have your kids carry on or install into them?
what I want to install into my sons? Just being a good human being overall, like just being sensible, making the right choices, learn from your mistakes too. Just being
Why does everyone just span off and say bare things? Man said one.
I elaborated, being a good human being, then part.
But you can't do just
Yeah,
one.
I mean-
Yes, you can.
I told her, just being a good human. Just
I
being.
want my daughter
For
to
me,
understand
just
her
being a good-
heritage and her
And
culture.
you just said and.
And-
So that makes it
It's
two.
the same. Heritage and culture comes together, bro.
Not necessarily.
Oh, fuck you, bro. Finish your team, bro.
Just being a good human being. That's it.
So hippies.
I mean, hippies are good human beings, and yeah, be wherever they want.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
What's your question, man?
My question was, is actually a serious question. Where you have like, so my sons are half Nigerian, where I'm from, and half Jamaican. Do you feel like bringing up your kids in a mixed heritage household has its complications in terms of
Definitely.
like the way that they're brought up compared to the way you brought up?
Mm-hmm.
And then you still have to remember, in the middle, we're still in England, so they have the way that they want or expect your kids to be brought up. Do you find it difficult?
Can I land first?
Guys, you like that play,
Yeah,
bro.
that's all you, man.
Soon.
No, for me, definitely, because obviously my culture has taught us that from an early age you have to kind of start to understand and be more independent. I kind of feel like here it's not really the same. Like in Angola, from an early age, a girl already understands that, okay, I have to start helping to cook, I have to start helping to clean. Even though in Angola, like, if you have money, you have a maid, you have a driver, you have a lot of things helped out already. And I feel like back home, they have to do a lot more for their understanding of life, if you get what I mean. Whereas here, I can't really install it like I want to, because for one, she speaks English. So then I have to now either teach you Portuguese or send you to a Portuguese school for you to understand it. But even then, you're not going to have that drive to understand it unless I then go out my way again and start taking you to Portugal, start taking you to Angola, mixing you around the family more, just so you can get that understanding. But also, it's kind of a middle threshold, because she still has to take her Caribbean side. She's still got other attributes to it. This is what I was saying. It's hard to incorporate all the cultures that she's got.
That being said, for me, it's because I'm Nigerian, and I was brought up in a Nigerian household. However, I've never been back home. Do you understand? It's not that I say it with pride, it's just that I've never had a need to go back home. I'm got all my family in London, so I do want to make the journey then. But my children's mum's more in touch with her Jamaican side and everything, and like it's one of the ones like I love the fact that they get exposed to that kind of that culture, like where they're from too. But I would love to show them a bit of like, bro, this is what Nigeria is like. I just find it difficult for me at the moment, where I'm still educating myself. It's hard to educate my sons too.
Did you have the opportunity to go back to Nigeria?
No, I've just it's just like
No comment.
28 years just went past, and then I'm just here about going to Nigeria. I didn't start traveling since 2017. Do you know what I mean?
Is that when you got your passport?
I wasn't that one. I wasn't that one. No, just the way I was brought up, like, I've always been in London, in Hackney, yeah. I've never left, and I've just never had a need. Do you understand? Where I was saving up my money, people went on flights and everything. I was like, if I go out on flights or go to holidays, I'm just gonna burn through my pee really, really quickly. So I just thought, I don't need to, I'm just gonna chill where I am and just create memories in London and stuff. You know what I mean? Really chill, and what country are your kids from?
Oh, so half Lucian, half Zambian. Zambia. Yeah.
Oh, from the motherland.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Well, half Lucian, half Zambian and Jamaican, should I say? So,
Which one's Zambia? Which one's Zambia?
So,
You see that chest pump out?
You're having palpitations at that moment, like Joe.
Don't draw me out, man.
please.
No more hot foods.
No pepe.
No
pepe.
Oh, the spice was hot. So, in terms of the culture aspect, I think it was difficult for me because I was an ignorant Caribbean at first.
Did this guy just skip the whole question now?
Yeah. I was an ignorant Caribbean at first because for me it was just like I just want them to learn my culture and stuff. Silently.
Why?
I don't know. It's ignorance. It was just ignorance. I think it was just the whole pride of just being, I think growing up in secondary school, being African, it was a diss.
No, I don't know.
No. I'm just saying, like, when we went to school, they'll be like,
yeah. Originally it was.
It was.
There was too many Fs for man to fight us.
And then it was just
Some of them was claiming they were Jamaican, fam.
Exactly.
Real
Yeah.
old school brother around here, fam.
Yeah.
I
I used to get the man that
Don't
were
get me
like,
wrong,
oh,
I said the little wild ones and I do the
Nah.
fake patois, but I will never in my life say.
You know, but that was the
White green,
aspect.
I've got cousins
Green, white, green.
who are full Angolan, and they used to turn around and tell people, yeah, no, obviously my dad's Bayesian and that. And you'd be like,
Just like the one in episode 1.
huh?
The one in episode. Oh, was that you?
Never. Never. No one can ever do that.
All I'm saying,
No one can ever do that.
Yeah, I know what brother.
You know,
You can't be looking in the mirror, you know.
Nah.
I know what brother, you know.
I tell you what.
Hey, Velvet, never.
So I'm not gonna say they're from Portugal, shout
Oh, yo, Diaz, when you watch this, won't mind that I'm bad. Don't have it, cuz.
Nah, he's got a fucking big fist too, so I'm joking, I got him, bro.
Hey, fam, I'm gonna phone him again, you know. I'm gonna phone him again, you know.
Hey, we say shit, bro. Shout out, please.
Where was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just an ignorance thing from myself. I don't think she knew actually, but I kind of just self-reflected and I just said, no, I like it because.
So wait, let me just deep what you just said to me, bro. You said that because you tried to like push your heritage further than hers.
I don't know.
Because you thought
No, it wasn't a push. I didn't push it. I was just.
Why did you word it?
Why did I?
I don't know, how did you word it just now?
No, I didn't push. I just wanted him to know my culture more, which was
Because you
ignorant me.
thought like that whole African thing.
No. It's not because of that.
Okay,
I was saying in secondary school, that was how things were. It was just like,
Why did you want to push your culture more?
my one, because I'm proud. I was an ignorant, proud Caribbean man. So it's just like Caribbean is just Caribbean, right? And my parents weren't like that with me. It was cool because they didn't even teach me patois. I had to learn from my cousins and my aunties. They were speaking English with me.
Oh, so that's why you want to say Saka Fed.
That's the only word he knows. Yeah, gotta pay for
So to me,
And Salo. Cool, my mom.
yeah.
Oh, you learned that last
Everyone's
night.
gonna be like, oh.
He learned that last night.
No.
Yeah.
Don't say it with chest. What's that mean, bro?
Oh, it's very rude.
Say that put.
Oh, you calling me a bitch?
Yeah.
Oh, you think I don't know
Because-
anything Espanol?
But I say you bring
Maybe
it from
it's like yo, biatch.
Anyway, glad.
I'll call you a bitch.
Anyway, where was it? Let me try to finish this. So yeah, it was just the whole aspect. Growing up, yeah, there was that culture, but to me it was there. I wasn't involved in it, but it was there. Growing up in secondary school, then for me pushing that onto them, it was just I just wanted my children to know the heritage. So there's the ignorant side. But then when I saw the mum literally teach them words and certain phrases like "iwe" and all that.
Yeah,
That's when something happens. Like when we say, so for us we say "igans." So "igans" means like Rams. If you know, it means like oh my gosh, yeah, oh shit.
Jamaica got egg eye. I'm gonna. As an ego.
I'm Jamaican now. This is what they say.
I love my Jamaican people.
I'm no straight line job. They make me not.
But then I saw that more and more, and then I loved the fact that he can embrace. He's got 2 now, so he'll be like, he went to Zambia and he loved it. He met his family. He realized I can't put her out there, but there's royalty on the mum side of the family, which is great. Do you know what I mean? And then for when I take him to my side, right, he's gonna experience both, and that's only because of me understanding it's more than just an island. Do you know what I mean? It's more like, for example, it's more than just Crips and Bloods. It's the fact of your real colour, which is black. So for him having that and be it bestowed in the household, it wasn't difficult. It was just for them. It was just difficult for me at first.
Yeah, to.
But it goes to the aspect of the question that I'm going to ask, but I'm going to let you go.
Yeah.
Well, so what countries like your kids from? Like their mixed heritage.
Well, my youngest, her mum is Guyanese and Sierra Leone.
Ooh.
And
I said I was Sierra Leone, but I love all my Sierra Leone. Sorry.
Keep an eye on him.
No, my game's strong, never mind.
Ooh.
So it's like
They call it Black Velvet. Yeah, they call me Black Mamba.
I said Mamba.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Kobe,
but yeah, she teaches all the Celebbian words, and I'm just like, embrace it. You know, it's like I can't like. You can teach like a certain amount of Jamaican culture and you know the foods and that, but I'm like I'd rather my kids just know everything.
Yeah.
You know, their parents their mum's background as well as mine. You know, if everyone could teach another language, it's another arsenal that they can have. You know,
But do you find it difficult being in the UK as well? Because that's another aspect that you now have to.
I don't really find it difficult for me personally. You know, the UK history is a bit.
No, but what I mean is, for example, like to all you guys, like we're all of other cultures. Like none of us can say like I'm British because we've got other cultures too. We've got other heritages to us.
Yeah.
So now, fuck it. This guy doesn't even want to admit that he's Nigerian.
That's because I'm British.
Anyway, cool. So what I'm saying is, especially with everything that goes on, and for example, in Angola, there's no such thing as racism.
Oh yeah.
Because there is no racism. Everyone is the same out there.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, like I find it heartbreaking that I have to teach my daughter how to move in a world where, to be fair, she's not completely accepted. Especially London, multicultural. Birmingham, multicultural. Maybe even Manchester. But then what about all the other cities? If she tells me like after she studies or whatever she decides to do, like, oh dad, I'm gonna go move to Newcastle or something. Or, like, how do I feel as a? Do you get what I mean?
I think
Like it's a mad thing to have to teach your child like how to handle racism.
I just have to just teach them to love themselves. Like I don't want none of my daughters feeling like they have to, for example, perm their hair to fit in a certain crowd. No, embrace your hair.
But I think with like, again, look at social media. It's so pro-black. Do you know what I mean? Embrace yourself.
But when you love yourself, you can look at someone else and be, alright, that's good for you. But I know myself. I know what's good
I
for
think
me.
when it comes to racism, my kids, I feel like I have to teach them that it does exist. Like Elijah came up to me, and he was like to me, "Oh, Dad, the police are racist." And I was like, "What the hell? Where'd you get that from?" And he was like, "He saw everything on the TV." And then I feel like, cool, I had to educate him. So not all police are racist. Do you know what I mean?
The black ones are. 100%. What? They're worse. They're worse than white people.
People seem to think that black
I'm telling you,
can't be racist towards.
You can't be racist to your own.
No,
There's certain fam.
Bro, they're twice as bad at
You
times.
can't be racist to your own kind. You can be prejudiced to your own kind.
Oh yeah, you can be prejudiced.
Race is a form of power, bro.
Yeah.
They ain't got power over me. They got
Fam,
power.
did you ever watch Boondocks?
Of course I did.
Did you see
One, two, and the
Uncle Ruckus.
That is certain black people.
Yeah, he's prejudiced.
Not all of them.
He's
but
prejudiced.
some of them.
He doesn't recognize who he is. He says, "I'm actually a white breaded. I just got revitiligo." He said revitiligo. He's confuzzled. Like, he's confused and puzzled. He's confuzzled. But no, I don't believe.
No, but for me,
Yeah,
Elijah came up to me saying like the police are racist, and I feel like my job is to say, look, no police are racist, and that's coming from me. Like, no police are racist and whatever, but you just have to understand what racism looks like. And I feel like in this day and age, I have to have that conversation pretty early with me.
But don't you think it's far too early to be having that
No,
conversation?
because racism starts from school. They don't start when you.
No,
It
racism
won't
starts
start
from
in the London school.
No.
It won't start in the London
No,
school.
I mean,
I've been your boy Ty Silks.
I've been JD.
right.
Once again, like, subscribe, comment, like, we want to know it all. Make sure you tune in for the next episode. It's going to be about some.
Don't let them know, man. Don't let them know.
Sorry.
Chill.
Tune in. Week after next, we'll be back with something else about you. Are we live?